about it. Welcome to Conversations with Kiah, where we just talking through life's BS because somebody has to. I'm Kiah! Raised in trauma like most of us, full of common sense that don't seem to exist anymore. Doing my best to keep my anxiety in check, all while staying out of
Conversations with Kiah. If this is your first time here, I'm really glad you found your way over to my little corner. If you were here last week, we are family now. Good to see you. You guys, we are in season 1, the art of feeling good, and we're talking about what it really means to feel good. Not just in theory, not because you should feel grateful, not for social media, but in real life. Last week, we talked about feeling good as a practice. Today's conversation is going to be just a little bit tougher. Today, we're going to talk about the cost of peace. Because let's be honest, just walking around being happy isn't really feeling good. Feeling good takes work, it takes deprogramming. Feeling good is about being free, and it's about being at peace. And that peace has a price. All right. We're going to talk about it today. Today's conversation, let's get started with cocktails and carry-ons. Today's drink is called Divorce Papers. Now, let me be clear. This is not a cocktail that you are going to be able to make on a plane. This is specialty, darling. Okay? This is that beverage you make before or after you handle your business. Now, although this is one that we all hope to never have to make, just in case you do have it. Now, here we go. Let's get into it. Our recipe is going to call for a half ounce of passion fruit. We do have an ounce and a half of gin. I went with Tanqueray just because I know Tanqueray, okay? We do have 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. And we also are going to use Aperol. Now, I'm not a fan of Aperol, but we're going to see how this is today for the sake of the cocktail. We're going to do half an ounce of Aperol. Now, when it comes down to this honey, why is this there?
I should probably go ahead and tell you all now that I am nobody's bartender. I am a flight attendant, and we do not mix drinks on the aircraft, but on the layover, sweetheart. On the layover. We do the most. You see this spark kit? Yeah, I bring that on my layover. Mind your business. Look, if you've ever flown with me before, you already know we got secrets, baby. Let's get into this recipe, though. We're starting off with an ounce and a half of Tanqueray gin. We are going to follow that by a half ounce of passion fruit syrup. And then, quick fact, I squeezed like 6 lemons like right before I shot the scene. We're going to follow that up with 3/4 ounce of lemon juice. And yes, it is fresh. Y'all, I don't like Aperol. I don't. I've been to Europe so many times and Aperol spritz is a thing. And I just have not been able to get into it. So I was really not okay with it being in this cocktail. But I had honey. It was a drizzle. I felt like that might be an offset somewhere. I possibly overdid it. I did do a glob, but that's okay. No messes, no messes. I caught it. It is what it is. I got it. A bartender in Las Vegas told me that you gotta shake it like you're working to pay the rent. So I had to get a better grip on it to make sure that my cocktail was gonna be right. So look at the face. Look at the face. I'm not playing. I had to get a better grip. Y'all, look at how beautiful this is, though. Look at that color. Wait till springtime. This is a summertime, springtime girly. That color, my God. I know this is probably me being a girl, but I feel like when the cocktail is a pretty color, yeah, it's gonna be good. Let's see. Oh, oh, yep. I had to step on that. I had to step back on that one. That was nice. Very nice. Yeah, really nice.
Now, I am going to go ahead and tell you guys something about me right now, okay? I am a bit of a snob, all right? I found out later on in life that luxury was available for me too, okay? I believe in romanticizing your life. Drink out of the right glass. This is not the right glass, okay? After you get through shaking that up, you're supposed to put this in a glass called a coupe. Auntie ain't got no coupe. You know why? Because all they are fancy shot glasses. I drink just a little bit too much to be drinking and sipping out of shot glasses. So go ahead and get you a champagne flute. It'll do you just fine. Now, I know y'all are like, Kiah, why are we drinking this? We are not toasting to someone getting a divorce. No. We're toasting to someone who very publicly is signing a check for her peace. Okay? Today, we're going to talk about a couple who I know has been all over your news feed. All right? But we aren't going to harp on the gossip and the ugliness around this divorce. What we're going to talk about today is the fact that peace is going to always come with a price. Do you want to pay it? Is the question. Now, I personally believe peace is always worth paying for. I done wrote a couple of checks myself. Whew. Writing that check for peace. Listen, Kristy, writing that check for a piece like this is a perfect example of what people don't talk about enough. The fact that choosing yourself does not always feel good, okay? It's not empowering in the beginning. Definitely not empowering in the beginning. And sometimes, a lot of times, always, it will feel uncomfortable, all right? Now, sometimes it does hurt. And sometimes this walk is lonely. Healing can feel like grief sometimes. Not because something bad happened, but because something just ended. Peace is not a destination. It's a decision that we make. And decisions always cost something. Peace often asks you to let go of things that were familiar. Not necessarily explosive, not toxic in obvious ways, just no longer aligned. Peace asks me to let go of a 20-year friendship. Not because there was betrayal or anything like that, but because we just weren't aligned anymore. At some point, I realized I was choosing comfort over true alignment. I was holding on to history instead of honoring who I was growing into be. And peace asked me a question I just couldn't unhear. Do you want what's familiar? Or do you want to be healthy now? Y'all, sometimes peace asks for more than friends. Sometimes peace asks you to walk away from family. That part, I'm not all the way comfortable talking about. Those gin cocktails, y'all, they hitting. I'm not even going to take this part out. I want to explain about the family. It's not a blame game over there at all. That situation is about boundaries, essentially. I want to say this clearly, just in case family hears. Sometimes no contact is not about anger. It's not about bitterness. It's not about punishment. It is self-protection. This isn't a rage conversation that I'm having. It's been a celebration. Because protecting yourself from further damage, it's not cruelty to the other person. It's wisdom for you. No contact. That just says I'm not available to be harmed anymore. And sometimes the price of peace is not being part of the situation. Not being a part of the cycle. Not being part of the events. I should know this. Feeling good doesn't mean nothing hurts. It means nothing owns you. Okay? It means you're no longer shrinking or explaining yourself just to keep peace. Because keeping the peace and having peace are two totally different things. And when you're all healed up, that new you,
that phoenix that's rising from ashes was worth it. If any of this is hitting close to home, if it stirred something up, I want you to know you don't have to hold it alone. If you've got thoughts, questions, unsolicited advice of your own that I won't put here if you don't want me to, if you do want me to share, I will. Hell, if you have a cocktail idea, you can always email me. conversationswithkiah@gmail.com. If you just want to say hey, I'd love that too. Hit me up. I'll leave you with this. What has peace been asking you to release? And what are you still holding on to because it's familiar? Not because it's healthy. You're not wrong for wanting peace, okay? You're not. You're not selfish for choosing it either. You're just brave enough to write the check. This is Conversations with Kiah. Season 1, The Art of Feeling Good. Today's episode was called Peace Has a Price, and I paid it. Thank you for spending some time with me today. And I hope you'll meet me back here next week. Same space, same honesty, same intentions. As we continue learning how to feel good on purpose. I'll see you next week, guys.